Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we see the temperatures finally warm up after being in a complete deep freeze once again here in Calgary, Alberta. And as vehicle dwellers, that kind of puts us at a standstill. But with t-shirt weather in the forecast, I couldn't be more excited because that means that I can finally start working on the new van build. The blue van is going to be my future home that I'm very excited about, but I need the weather to cooperate with me because not only do I have to build a van, I have to disassemble this one as well. This is my white van that I'm currently living and have been living in for a number of years now, but it's falling apart day by day and it's time to soon retire it, and we'll get more into exactly why as you guys see this van come apart. But for right now, we're still battling things that remind us of the deep cold we just came through.
Yeah, you guys doing? There goes that. Look under my headliner, under 2 layers of thin slit.
Holy smokes.
This wasn't glued to the roof.
That's just frost. Oh my god.
Look at this, boys and girls. You think you're ready for winter?
This is the headliner of his van.
This was, oh yeah, there you go. Here, let's lighten it up a bit. Look at it all.
Wow.
See, it's all stuffed in there everywhere.
So that's a testament to the spray foam.
And this was right tight. And there was all of this blocking everything. So, common away, but you don't have it.
Like, is it ice buildup?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let it breathe. Yeah, that's where you're getting your drip.
It's coming right up from the windshield, I bet. Yeah, there's lots in there.
It's crazy, man.
Oh well.
You doing, Odie?
Oh, you got your ball. Yeah.
What you, man? Over here, we're getting ready to get out speakers. Take everything out of here, jack, hooks, all the little speakers, my fishing rods, all the little doodads, getting ready to get everything out of here. Small box for speakers, lots to get out of this thing. And over here, this is how it's looking so far. I pushed everything to the back so I can pull it out easy for when I go to do the floor. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up a little more. But soon enough we'll be able to get at this floor. I want it to get really warm so that the paint doesn't try and do anything funky. And that's how it's looking so far, you guys. I still have like speakers and everything to add, so it's gonna fill up pretty quick. When everything's in boxes and doesn't have its spot, it looks like a lot. And I'm gonna continue to rip up these wires, follow them all the way back, figure out where they go and what's not needed, pull all of that out. I also have the doghouse here. I have it off. So then I can get at the engine, so I can start tinkering with it a little bit. I have a few sensors and stuff I need to switch out, give everything a good looking over, change all the fluids, probably even give some new spark plugs to this puppy, give everything a good degreasing and cleaning up. Probably even look at, see what style headers are gonna fit this in the future. But that's future problems. My main goal for this being open is to get at the transmission and change the sensors, the fluids, and check out that flex plate thing going on there. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. Getting everything all cleaned up. We're gonna be removing the stereo and those speakers and getting ready to install the new stereo and such. But yeah, as you guys can see from Mr. Blur's van, I'm really thinking about doing a spray foam ceiling. I have the rock wool over here, and I'm thinking about using for the walls and the doors. But I think I might do the spray foam ceiling. Gonna price it out and see what it takes, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, you guys. It's getting all opened up. Right now I have the plastics all out as well. I'm gonna start cleaning these all up, getting them looking all nice and shiny. Chris's poor little Beaver diesel heater there buried in snow. We'll do something with that eventually, but for right now we're mad at it. His other heater has been working like a champ. Got these window coverings down, cleaning it all up, letting that sun in. Turtle. But for right now, we're all just kind of getting things ready and prepping for better weather, really. Once all the snow goes and I'm able to get underneath and get all those foot rails off and give everything a good looking over. Chris's bus has a major overheating issue we got to dig into as well. So we'll both kind of be doing some mechanical stuff. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm also gonna, once I get all these plastics kind of cleaned up and stuff, I'm gonna be looking for a racing seat to replace this guy, because as you can see, these van seats are just rotten. My thought is to possibly do a swivel on the bottom, and then when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, I can turn around to my little office area. I'll put a little picture up here of what the office area speaker box is kind of gonna look like right here. Still in development, but yeah, we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, I'd like to get a racing seat, just to go with the theme of the van, you know. But yeah, we'll get on that. Once I gotta probably put that back in today, actually, just so I have a seat in this thing. This carpet I'm gonna hang on to rubber mat style stuff. I also have the other one right here as a template for the floor. That I'll be hanging on to, and a couple little scattered pieces of wood. But for the most part, all of this garbage, I'm gonna be doing a dump run today, getting rid of all of this stuff. Believe it or not, this is mainly just boxes, pizza boxes from Vern, hooking us up with pizza the other night. That was delicious. Thank you, brother. But yeah, most of that is just boxes from stuff you guys have all sent in, and we're gonna do a dump run today, get rid of most of that. Probably gonna end up putting this seat into that van since I'm gutting stuff out of it. We all kind of hang out in this thing. But for right now, we're gonna dig into disconnecting the subwoofers. So we're gonna come in here and grab the wires that go to the subwoofers, disconnect them. I'm still gonna keep a nice bit of power hooked up in here for, you know, lights and heater and just charging and Starlink and stuff. But I'd like to slowly dwindle down all of the electrical in here, and that's gonna start with the speakers. And then into the new van, we're gonna be adding an extra amp. So this is a 1000 watt amp just for speakers. And then I have those two 1000 watt amps for the subwoofers themselves, if anybody was curious. And that speaker box is actually pretty big. So when I get this thing out of here, my thought is that I can measure it for the passenger seat area, see if it'll even fit, and my theory kind of will work or not. I got a little bit of frost and I built up there over time too, and I need to get a few things out of here as well. Even in here, I still have a few parts and pieces in here. But yeah, that's where it starts, you guys. Start tearing everything down and getting everything out of here, and then the real work begins of figuring out how we can fit all of that stuff and more into the new van. My thought was to try and make it, you know, as light as possible, but I think we're gonna end up having to kibosh that idea real quick. Like I said, the plans are gonna change as we go along with everything, and you guys will see that in kind of real time as we go along as well, and possibly even have an opinion that could change the outlook of this thing. I do read all the comments, and I appreciate everyone's suggestions and stuff. In the end, I am going to go with my own style into the new van, but I'm gonna have a great hand with the styling of the inside. Anyway, I'm gonna get on disconnecting wires.
I freaking hate having time to think. Because I always change my mind 15 times.
Hey Chris. Chris, can I get your hammer finger?
That's fucking 60 pounds.
I know.
This thing, each sub alone is 20 pounds each. By itself with nothing on it. And then you have wire. That box alone is probably 30 pounds.
But it needs to be a race fan and it gotta be aluminum.
Acrylic. They make them.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're expensive,
That'd be cool to do in the front
there's
of
a guy
that.
that makes them with neon lights in it, and they're built to skin. But it would be the nicest stuff in the world. Acrylic box. Ported too, it's so you can see the channel.
So I'm gonna put this in the passenger seat.
I love the way it looks. Everything else.
I always, you know what? I always hate them being at the back because I can never really feel them. You just hear them and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Remember, you can put that box any way you want. You can tilt it up on end.
Thank you for being a friend down the road and back again. They're like the Golden Girls, you know. I'm like Blanche, a real slutty one.
It's right here. Odie, you're all covered in snowballs, man. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that headliner right down. Maybe try to spray foam in there a little bit. Take a day or two.
Wow, it's one of those days. I remember I had sunscreen. I think I threw it away. It's got a jingle to it, right?
It's a rare condition. This day and age.
He's nice going. You're the blackest white person I've ever seen.
To read in the good news on the newspaper page.
Circle's all there smiling like. Terrible. I mean, not your the song.
It's gotta sound good and clean. You can't hear the tweeter.
All right, you guys. We got her all out. Now I just gotta take out the amps. Oh, look at a hole that it left. Still gotta pop that guy off and get in there. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Now the mattress can breathe. Hey, you guys. I just pulled the spare tire out from underneath this thing. Had it held on with a Dowel Ram ratchet strap, all tied up. New remembers this tire. So this tire used to be on the van. Look at that. Yep, we can run them bald around here, boy. Watch this. Oh yeah, that one's a good one. Calls that a good old winter. Being underneath, it took a toll on the rim, but yeah, that was the one of the original spares I had for the van. I was running on this thing for quite a while with a bad wheel alignment. Like I said, this thing has never steered straight. It's always had a problem with the front end, and that's a clear sign right there. Check that bad boy out. But yeah, she was held up by a Dowel Ram ratchet strap, so she did all right. Now what am I gonna do with this? Really? You little bugger. Here you guys, I got that speaker removed. I'm working on getting this speaker out, and then we can get the stereo deck out. But as I was doing this, I seen this guy, and this brought back a memory. As you can see, anybody who knows what this is, it's an extension, right? But this actually used to have another line right here, and then a top half. It's no longer like that, and I can tell you why. So when I met Chrome, I dropped him off to the hotel in which he was staying when we were getting the tire wrap done, and I hit the highway, headed for a shower, and as soon as I got 2 exits out, the drive shaft completely blew out from underneath itself. And what had happened was, I had blown one of my U-joints underneath here. And the entire drive shaft is a 2-piece, so it dropped down and then it left me basically stranded, leaving me with the only solution of running to a parts store, getting some U-joints, and then repairing it right there on the road. With that being said, a feller doesn't always have the right tools on hand, but growing up with my dad teaching me stuff, backyard mechanic style, and a number of other people in my life teaching me everything I know about how to get myself out of a pickle, I used a socket and an extension with a big hammer, and for about a day and a half I continued to completely obliterate myself and the U-joints that were factory in this van that I'm assuming had never been swapped out. It took me forever, but with this extension, about 2 hammers, and a day and a half, I managed to get my U-joints changed out on this van and get back on the road. And yeah, this little guy is a memory of that. Kind of reminds me of an old chisel that my grandfather used to own. Passed down to my dad, passed down to me. It's back in Newfoundland right now. Kind of the same thing, the chisel over the years kind of decays and gets shorter and shorter with each generation. And who knows, maybe we could pass this on one day. Yeah, that was a cool little memory. This whole van, through the deconstruction of this white van, I'm sure we're going to come up along a nice few memories. And I'm going to try and share as many as I can with you guys, And this is just one of those memories. So, more story time with Bruce. Anyway, I'm going to get on removing the speaker. And it's a very sad day for me because speakers in this van is half of what makes it bearable to drive. So, removing it really breaks my heart, but knowing that it's going to be put into the blue van properly and it's going to have its whole system together. Because like I mentioned, I have 3 amps and currently it was only running on 2. So, I'll be very excited to see this thing in full competition mode, But it all starts with the deconstruction of this thing. And through the deconstruction, you're going to see me steal a few parts from this thing in order to put onto the blue van. And I think I'm always going to remember this thing. I always, I appreciate it for what it has done for me, kept a roof over my head. And in a sense, it's never really let me down drivetrain wise, the motor keeps on clicking, transmission keeps on shifting, go about 30,000 kilometers or miles, sorry, this van's in miles. So I go about 30,000 miles in between oil changes. This thing has been abused by me, in a sense, just because, I live in van life on a budget, and doing what you can, sometimes you can end up with driving a pick and pull vehicle in a sense, or a scrapyard van. Yep. I have another story actually that I will mention my Patreon members know about as well. But the reason that my Patreon members call this van Scrappy will be coming up in the next story time with Bruce. So, time to get back on removing these bloody speakers. I also want to point out that I will be taking this guy. But my thought in the blue van is it also has real windows. I'm going to put this one in the blue van. But then when it comes to the passenger side, I might do a power window. Just instead of leaning over. There's not going to be a seat there. So having a power window to reach and be able to talk to people, well, I think would be pretty convenient. So we'll look into doing that. I'm definitely going to be taking this guy off. pavement's all nice and drying up. So what we're gonna do is pull this guy here tomorrow so we can get up underneath it and start on this guy. As you guys can see, I got my seat. Right now, I'm gonna get ready and head off for a well-needed shower. So as you can tell, this guy needs one for sure. And also get rid of some garbage. I'll check in with you guys once we get back. Very productive day, you guys. Very productive day. I'm super glad that it's starting to warm up a bit. I hope it stays. So then we can continue. I'm absolutely beat, and once we get back, I'll show you exactly what all we got done in here as well. It's looking like when your parents took down all the Christmas decorations. It's kind of what it feels like in there. I got nothing on the walls. It feels so bare, but it's gonna motivate me to get on this guy and get it done. So, let's chat to you guys once we get done with the shower.
Going to the fancy one?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been a while since I've been there, man. I really miss it. Like, it's seriously, once you go there, like Matt said, you're not going to want to go anywhere else. Which sucks because it's pricey, but also it's like every now and then. Yeah.
So I didn't need to bring my towel.
No, but it's nice to have on you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm excited to try it. I wish I'd take a video, but it's like, you know, I'm not taking a video of myself shower.
I did it, man. Shower scene up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You never know, man. There might be female turtles out there looking for
shower companions?
Yeah, right?
Female turtles?
So how do they really know you're a turtle unless they see
Why,
you in a
you
shower scene?
ever see turtles fuck?
You ever see a turtle?
You never seen a turtle before?
It's very slow.
You got it. It's like time lapse. Call it a snow cone.
There's a car down there in the ditch.
Oh, yeah? I must have taken you for a ride.
Okay, everybody, let's go over what's been done on the white van so far. If we go inside, you see that I added all the seats from the blue van into this one, so that everybody hanging out has a spot to sit. Even if there's a crowd, we get to sit them in the front seat. Coming in a little further, you see that I kept the little things in here, like the air compressor that Randy gave me. I tend to use quite a bit. And also the Starlink and my little office space so that I can keep making videos and live streams for all of you guys. For those of you who remember, I had quite a few things on the wall and even the closet door. Everything on the walls have been removed and all packed away into the blue van for move-in day. So I only kept the bare necessities in this van, such as paper towels because us guys tend to spill a lot of coffees. my fishing rods, the box that held the walking stick, my pictures, and everything is gone. The only thing I kept was the blankets along the back door because that has a huge draft. I currently only have one light back here. That's the one that Jeffy Bear gave me. As for the string lights, they stopped working. I got frustrated with them and just pulled it down. One of the things I will be doing soon enough is pulling all of the power system out of this van, but that will be nearing the time of move-in day for the blue one. It feels super weird seeing all the empty holes in the van and everything coming off. I never thought this day would come, and especially not so soon, but I'm very thankful for it and excited to get everything into the new one. For right now, I'll just have to deal with everything kinda looking like a scrap van. Not like that's much of a difference to the way it looks on the outside, anyway. Once we get outside to the back, you can see that now where the speakers were, I have that beautiful spare tire, just in case we end up needing it. And also I put my 3-ton jack under the bed as well. Living by the theory, if you have it, you should never need it. So let's hope I never need it. Onto the blue van, this is one of the things I drastically noticed that I need to get fixed. Is the door actually hits the passenger door, and it's due to it not having the factory locks. Some poor guy tried with a strap, but it just doesn't work. The factory door locks bolt in right here. Once we come inside, you can see my DOT approved seat and everything that we have still for the van to either clean up or install. Believe it or not, I will be doing another supply run to get a few more things that I still will need before going underneath this van. But for now, that's all for the interior. No,
Yours are on your head.
those are yours then. That's where they've been for like how many days?
At least 4 days.
Nice.
Remember, I'm like, I lost them both.
Yeah.
Now I found them both.
We need that fixed as well. We get her. We get Get this out of there. It's my Christmas tree. This is the aux beam. The light bar. So a little peek at that. So I got my helmet, baseball glove, stereo deck we need to install here soon. My first aid kit, lots of this insulation, a bit of wiring and loom, roof rack, got my fishing rod, stick, and this is actually came from Mr. Blur. This was when we first met, so we're hanging on to that as well. But yeah, you guys, getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. You know, it's taking some time. I'll make it happen. Anyway, you guys, with all that being said and that update, I'm gonna get on doing a few more things. It's all little small things, but I'm very excited for once we can get onto the blue one. That's where all of the fun will happen. But also, once we get to rip these walls down here in the near future, just before I go to transition from van to van. That'll be very fun as well to show you guys exactly how this thing and my build kind of held up for the amount of time that I've lived in it. But until then, you guys, remember, never... I'm very tired. Never give up on living life, because life is the most precious thing we have. I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They